Meanwhile, Afghanistan is trying to get back onto its feet after the catastrophic earthquake that shook the country from its roots last week. The Taliban officials visited areas in the Khost and at the Paktika provinces to meet with the locals who've lost their family members and also their homes. Meanwhile, the United Nations Permanent Representative to Afghanistan also visited the quake-hit village of Akhtarjan, accompanied by other members of the global organization. Ramiz Alakbarov met with the victims who lost their family members and also their homes. He is vowed to add aid and to try and expedite the recovery process.
What a sign of resilience, what a sign of courage, what a sign of resolve in face of this adversity. I would say endless adversity, endless difficulty, endless tragedy, and yet these people are so gracious, so strong, and they're willing to overcome. And it's just our obligation, moral obligation, professional obligation, religious obligation, to be here to help these people. To help these people because they deserve it. They deserve more, they deserve better.
But Afghanistan has received aid from a few countries, including its South Asian neighbors. Now remember, India has sent in about 60 trucks carrying 3,000 tons of wheat from its northern Atari town for the crisis-hit Afghan nation as part of its pledge to supply 50,000 tons of wheat to Afghanistan post the takeover of the country by the Taliban. Now Qatar sent in 13 tons of food aid on a military plane to be distributed in the hardest hit region. But clearly at this point of time, the aid that is trickling into Afghanistan is simply not enough. And the Afghan nation needs more help, and it needs more than just food to recover. The Taliban administration has appealed to the international community for more aid and has urged the West to immediately lift the freeze that the United States has imposed on the Russian funds running to the tune of several $billion. This, remember, was a freeze that was instated by the Americans when the Taliban took over the country last August.
مکتبونه مدرسې ټول مسجد ټول خراب دي کلی ټول خراب دي او د خوراک د څښاک اوبه نشته هر څه یې منځ تللي دي په لحاظه اوس دپاره ټول نړمبی خیمې ته ډېر ضرورت دی او ځکه چې دا کورونه اوس هم زلزلې روانې دي تاسې نن هم زخمیان شوي پرون هم نوي زخمیان شوي ځکه چې نوي حرکت د زلزلې ټکونه شته.
The Taliban regime has pledged not to interfere with international aid. This after reports that the Islamist group was not allowing for aid to be sent to the quake-hit regions. But Taliban has repeatedly said that it will not interfere with any aid sent by the international community. Several villages located near the epicenter of the earthquake have virtually been flattened, and they're struggling to get back to normal state as they rummage through the debris of their fallen homes. Even the structures that still stand have deep cracks running through them, making them simply too dangerous to be lived in.
یو داسې کور به ته پیدا نه کړې چې هغه کې به روغ اوتا کې خونه پاتې شوي نو دلته خو ډېر خوراکي مرستې کېږي د خلکو سره خو اصل کې د دې خلکو غټه لویه ستونزه چې کومه ده هغه کورونه دي چې هغوی ته کورونه جوړ شي او باید کومې روپۍ کوم امداد دی هغوی دوی مستحق دي دوی ته ورکړه.
As per official figures, more than 1,000 people were killed, and about 2,000 are said to have been very seriously injured, and at least about 10,000 homes. This is an estimate. At least about 10,000 homes have been reduced virtually to rubble. Many Afghans have been staying in makeshift tents now, even as the aftershocks continue to impede the rescue efforts. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.